communities, but it does weigh heavily on the general fund, along with police department being the largest expenditure that comes out of there.
Right now, we still have our set aside money every year. Are we still doing that, or did we quit that after the building? Where are we at on that?
No, we still do have
We still
the
do
set aside.
Small, we reduced that
It's
some.
15,000, is that what it is?
It's like 25.
25, I believe,
25.
and we're doing the
Yeah.
rest of it, then we use it all for the building,
100,000
because they
in
went
there
over
set
the
aside
building
right
anyway for what they wanted to put there and
Yeah.
stuff, so.
It's about 100,000 in there after this FY16. So
And what we put in last year?
that was, I think, 25 also.
25, okay.
So, I mean, there is money being put away there, but, you know, you figure a new truck, you're
That's not
probably
fast
talking about
enough.
300,000 to 400,000.
Mhm.
And then you've also got inflationary pressure on the cost of that vehicle, so it's definitely a big bite and something that we
If-
weren't looking at long-term, you know, capital replacement on fire equipment. What's the plan?
If we did bond for it at some point, is it just the citizens of Humboldt, or can we ask for more money from the surrounding areas and stuff to help pay for trucks, or can we not ask for more money?
The way that we structured that with the fire department was whatever funding we did not get through the grant that we had to go out and bond for, which was roughly through $400,000. When we bonded for that $400,000, those payments are now calculated into the amount that we request from the townships and the communities. So when we do the spreadsheet in the budget, it reflects all of the costs that are going to go out that year, which includes that debt payment, that debt service. We then take that, split it out to the communities, try and proportion it according to the amount of calls that are received from each community over, you know, a 5-year period, and then that's where that number comes from. And so that does factor in that bond payment. And you could do the same thing, but I would definitely have this be a very open conversation with the townships and the other communities so that they know that it's coming, because
If we
they-
decided to use
yeah.
bond.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
asking,
yeah,
can we go for, I know they aren't really excited about increases on fire.
Sure not.
Yeah,
Nobody's
but I think
excited.
that the, you know, the key is the key is to have this conversation, have the fire department involved, you know, and then communicate that, because I think a lot of times it's looked at, oh, well, you know, you're increasing the taxes, but, you know, if the fire department's communicating that out to the townships, you know, hey, we're responding with a 1978 pumper that doesn't hold water, you know, I think it's easier to make that case of, you know, that 3 cents or 10 cents per thousand increase in valuation.
I know one of the trucks they call a county truck.
Mhm.
Was that paid for not necessarily with city money, that was more county money, or did they just call it that because that's just where it goes anyway?
One's a country pumper, one's
Right.
a city, and it's just how they respond.
Okay, I
think that
didn't know if there
I
was.
don't believe there are different revenue streams that pay for it. I
Okay.
think that it's more of just the capabilities of each vehicle.
Okay.
Who are you thinking including on this?
I mean,
on this?
And this includes police department also, right?
Yeah, I would say.
We'd have 2 councilmen,
I mean, a representative from the
we'd have a
From the
fireman.
police, and a policeman, okay, I didn't know.
But that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
You know, this is kind of all just new to everybody and stuff here,
Mm-hmm.
but that's what I was thinking
Yeah.
anyway. As the mayor would be on it, the
Is
city
that-
administrator would be
I
on
thought
it.
the mayor and 2 councilmen and possibly some, you know, some people from out in the public, because they're the ones that are, you know, and if you wanna have a couple of policemen, if you wanna have whoever's the highest or the in command, or if
Well,
there's one,
the only
I
thing
don't have any
about,
problem with that either.
the only thing about the general public, they wouldn't have the knowledge of the needs of, that the police officers would be able to provide, or the sheriff, or the fire department would be able to provide. I mean,
Absolutely not.
You know what I mean?
But they have their input.
Yeah,
And
well, yeah.
they have their wants and desires, and
Yeah.
that's why I think that there should be
Sure.
some representation of it.
And I don't know, and maybe representation wouldn't be the right word, but maybe meetings with the public would be
Right.
better. Maybe not have a representative on it, but maybe meetings with the public or something that would go to that board. and
I
that
wouldn't
board
have any
could
problem
address-
with that.
would
I wouldn't
address
have any
the needs
problem
of the
with that.
citizens and stuff then, anyway, not necessarily.
You can't have too many people, or otherwise it's gonna have to be just like a regular council meeting, and I don't think it necessarily needs to be that. But, that was my thought anyway.
Yeah. I think it gives you a better opportunity to dig down into those issues as far as the committee work, because any changes, anything along these lines is gonna it's really gonna need to come from the council on where where you want that to go. I think it's something that deserves specific attention. So-
And I think the council probably needs to be more involved in a lot of this stuff anyway, because Aaron had a lot on his plate dealing with all this, and I think, the more we're in tune to what's going on, the better off we're all gonna be. Rather than just depending on one person to feed us the information and try and make a decision. That was my thought on it.
So you
I would make I would make a motion that we proceed, since it was my idea in the first place.
Good idea to make a motion then. Do we have a second?
So just proceed from here and then kind of get,
The former committee.
okay. Yeah. I'll make this second on that motion then.
All in favor?
Aye.
And
Aye.
Opposed? You gotta draw up something a little bit, just on, who you think should be on it anyway, who will be on it. so.
I can reach out to some other cities just on.
Yeah, just see if, maybe there's something else that's,
Mhm.
people have got to be a good idea or something with that anyway, so. All right, under resolutions, we need a motion to approve final proposed resolution number 2015-91. A resolution approving pay estimate number 1 with Hurst and Sons Contractors Incorporated of Waterloo, Iowa, in the amount of $82,718.02 for the Eagle Ridge Addition Phase 2 project.
The deep work on the project's getting completed on the sewer water storm. Goal is to get curb and gutter before weather shuts down the project. I don't know how likely that is. Pray for a very late winter. By completing the work during the fall, the construction of the homes can start sooner, speeding up the collection of TIF, and beyond that, the development agreement is going to be ready for a public hearing to be scheduled at the next meeting and approval 40 days out from that. And everything's been approved with Bertie's attorney and us, and so we'll be ready to go. I guess, did you have?
The dirt contractor is moving on site today.
Mhm.
He looks to start tomorrow on the subgrade prep of the road, cutting it down to the correct elevation, and then as soon as he's done with that, we'll put rock on for the winter is the plan moving forward.
Mhm.
So probably no curb and gutter this year.
I don't think it'll be curbing, Bruce Halliseth is the sub who's currently working on your
He's a little
sidewalks
busy.
in town.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
see the curb.
he would do that also?
Yes, he's
Oh.
doing the curb for the project.
No chance
I
that's.
don't think we can.
So,
You can say instead of working over here, work over there, I guess.
yeah.
Going off the sidewalks.
yeah,
He
I
needs-
don't know.
what does he have to say?
Yeah.
Let's not do that.
His poor crew.
He's looking to actually be done on the roadway one, and within a couple weeks, he's able to be out of here in October. For all of the sidewalks and all of the, there's some curb here and there and so forth.
Repair
throughout the
ones and
community.
stuff.
Correct.
The ones that they've cut clear through with the cutting wheel and stuff for the fiber optic.
Yeah.
Are those on a repair list for later on then, or where do those go?
They're not on
and
our
stuff?
list for this project at all.
Okay.
I don't know what the
That's-
utility company has in route for this.
That is Goldfield Access.
Mhm.
Okay, so that,
And-
they'll come back and repair all those.
And
stuff.
Groenbeck has the contract to put that concrete back through driveways and curbs and stuff that,
How about the streets and stuff, is that does not, that goes to
Those
them
are-
also, that comes under our contract then to get them fixed and we bill them back, or how does that work?
That's a normal street patch, and so what then essentially they get billed out by however much we have to cut out and replace, and so then it goes on the blacktop list of replacements. So it would be replaced with that.
But it costs to Goldfield access though.
Yeah,
Right,
we bill
okay.
them for that.
move to approve.
Second,
Roll call vote?
Goodell,
aye.
Slater.
Aye.
Scholl.
Aye.
Rusher.
Aye.
Davis.
Next, we need a motion to approve the final proposed resolution number 2015-92, a resolution appointing city officials and representatives to various city boards and commissions.
This resolution will appoint Mike Terwilliger to the vacant spot on the library board.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote?
Slater.
Aye.
Scholl.
Aye.
Rusher.
Aye.
Davis.
Aye.
Goodell.
Aye.
Before we move on, a question.
Mhm.
We've had some problems at the library.
Mhm.
with roof, leakage, deals on the inside.
Mhm.
Was that something you would inform Bill about, you know, in case we get a major rainstorm or something here at the end of the year, we got a disaster? Where are we with that right now, anyway? Out of
It
curiosity,
has,
with
we've
roof
been,
and stuff?
I talked to, there's more than one issue with the library. I talked to, we had the Duralast come in, and there was an issue where not only did the roof have problems, but the caulking was failing, and the caulking wasn't part of the roof. The caulking was just, the caulking deteriorated, and so there was water coming in where the caulking had failed up there, and we had Tom Tecklenburg come in, and he's on the library board, so I'm pretty sure you got a good deal on it. He came in and repaired the caulking where it had failed.
So that
On
was,
top-
that was our responsibility?
That
why
was
it
our
leaked then? But I mean,
responsibility.
but
But
is that a
then-
reason it leaked, or that wasn't necessarily a reason
That's
it leaked?
one of the leaks that has occurred, was that one.
Okay.
There was another leak that was from the roof, and that one is on them, where it was a seam. And then there was an issue in the basement where water was coming in, because whenever that work was completed, it actually slopes back towards the foundation, and so, and then it's rock, and so it just sits there and kind of pushes it right towards the foundation. So Derek Wempin's coming in to pull that off and get it sloped so that it actually slopes away from the building to try and keep it from coming in on the foundation. Doesn't leak in the new part, it leaks in the old part. And so that corner, southeast corner is the problem location. And then that whole south wall is really is a problem also. But
I see they were looking at that today.
yeah, I was out there talking with them, and so I think, yeah, I'll make sure that I've already got a section drafted on the library, but I'll make sure he's up to date on that. I don't believe that we haven't had any big floods of rain, or big floods of water into the library. Recently, I think the last time that occurred was
A couple months ago.
a couple of months ago, and I'm hoping that we've addressed most of those issues, but
So-
yeah,
so
this has been an ongoing fight.
Has
so.
Duralast fixed that seam then, or that is still?
They've come back twice since then.
Okay.
One time, it was the caulk. I mean, you could tell they were able to spray water in the building, and it was running and hitting the caulk, and then coming inside and then dripping. That was one of the small leaks. The big leak is when they put that roof on, I don't know what they did to the drains, but every once in a while, the drains fail. And we've snaked it, we can't figure out what's going on. But they say, well, we didn't do anything to the drains. Well, that's interesting, because the drains were completely operational. They didn't clean up anything. Essentially, what I believe is that there's material that's went down somewhere in those drains and jammed them up. And every once in a while, it acts like a flapper, and it just flaps closed, and then all the water doesn't drain off the roof, and then eventually it pools up until it finds an outlet. And they also set it low enough to where the outfalls, the emergency outfalls that are coming into there are almost 3 feet above where the water level is. So clearly, the roof is gonna fail before it hits the outfall. And so, it's just been an ongoing saga with the library roof. You know, we've,
And it's been disarray in there for months since the last rainstorm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, and I've been arguing with Duralast. They told me that it was essentially the city's responsibility, and then, you know, we went back and forth, and then they said, okay, we'll pay for it, but, you know, we're only gonna pay $6,000 of this cost, because the rest of that seems way too high. And then we sent them all the pictures, and then, you know, it's continued to argue back and forth with them. It has not been great. At this point, and I'm almost frustrated enough that I would tell you, just go ahead and throw a metal roof on the thing and call it good, but, you know,
A slope one.
Yeah, the slope.
Yes,
Yeah, no,
a
yeah.
slope
It's like a
metal
flat.
roof.
Yeah,
Flat.
no, that's the thing, is even, I guess people services in here, but even the ones that are quote tight, I mean, the water plant roof leaks. It's always, they're not the water plant roof, the White's water plant always has leaks. It's leaked every year for 5 years that I've been here, and that, you know, they come and they patch it, And it's like, well, you
Problem
just,
with a flat roof.
yeah, I mean, you just, it's almost like you have to expect that it's gonna leak.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I would hate to tell you that even after all these things are, quote, fixed, we're still gonna end up in the same place. I mean,
Can we not punch a hole for that emergency water so that it doesn't get so deep on the roof before it
Yeah.
goes out, or can we not do that?
I think that, you know,
Board or something?
if, I think Duralast would be amenable to keeping the warranty whole if we opted to do that, because I mean, they don't wanna be here any more than.
How deep does the water get?
We said it has to get 3 foot before
Yeah,
it
it's
goes
almost,
over.
it's almost
over
3 foot, it's at least 2.5
the
feet.
outlets.
I mean, the
That's a lot of
slope
weight.
is to the middle
I was
of the
surprised
bed.
the roof could even take it.
Yeah. Well, it was a ballasted roof, so it had a lot of rock on it before, so it's quite a bit lighter now than it ever was when that ballast was.
But still, 3 foot of water is a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
7 pounds a gallon.
Well, fortunately, it finds a seam.
And goes in. Oh, well, that's
There's
good.
an emergency room.
Is that something we should look at to
I
bore a
would-
hole into it or not?
I think it'd be a lot better than praying that we're gonna get it watertight. I think the best thing you can hope with, a membrane roof
We know it's gonna rain
is that,
again.
if you sheet it off quick enough, then it's not gonna find a seam. At least just get it moving as quick as possible, and if you can get it to get to the drain and get off, then you're a lot better off than letting water sit there and eventually find the seam that's failed.
Guy out going could bore a hole or something in solid concrete and block and stuff, that's what he does for a
And then
living.
put a gutter on the side.
We could, we wouldn't let it just come out, we wanna direct it
Yeah.
and something, but it just, I hate to see it get worse down there, and I know the library board's frustrated, and, it's
Oh, yeah.
disarray, and it's a mess for them, and the
So
poor
is-
ladies that are
yeah.
on that get,
You have to measure
It's
roof
a-
collapse. That
It's a
would be
big
really
issue for
bad.
Demi when
Yeah,
you have to work,
yeah.
you have to work in it every
we're
day.
just trying to see if there's something simple or not simple, but something to help out the situation, so,
Yep.
but got off track, but.
So is there anybody that does maintenance on the building that would inspect this and catch this at any time? I mean, or is that just not happening? They don't have anybody that's
No,
able to do that?
all the city buildings are taken care of essentially by city staff, and so, for instance, facilities here we use the Parks Department, if there's something on the gutter, one of the gutters plugged, I call them up, the guys come over and fix it, so anything that we can take care of, we do. Like for air conditioning, they've used sand, but as far as, regular maintenance, on anything, unless it's a system like HVAC or something like that, then we just take care of things in-house. As far as, the gutter, or as far as the roof, you're looking at the guy that goes up there the most probably, so, during the rain, yeah, I have more pride. Yeah, the roof, when it was raining, I was going up there probably about at least once every day or two when it was raining, just to try and keep an eye on it, see if it was pooling at all. What happened was we got a extremely hard rain, very quickly, a lot of rain, and the problem is in the smallest area. And so it means it has the best opportunity to fill very quickly because it's got a very low capacity for holding water, so it rises very, very fast. And that's where it essentially rose up, found the seam, and went out. And that's where, when the roof failed, or not the roof, the ceiling failed at that point. So, that's what happened in that situation. Previously, the other two drains were not operating well either. It's never been a problem for the last year and a half on those, and they're functioning fine. So now it's just that one bump out on the west side that's where.
And
all
there's
the
no,
problems-
there's no roof drain there,
There is one roof drain.
but it's not working.
It works
Marginally?
50% of the time. It works.
Just don't let it get rain.
Is it something that can be,
The interesting
is
thing-
it something that can be rinsed out like you would rinse out a gutter? I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, is this something that somebody should be going up there frequently and blowing the leaves out and maintaining it like they would say their house? I mean, is
No,
that something?
I've been up, and I would go up there because the conversation that I had with Duralast is you're letting debris accumulate up there. I went up there every day not every day, but every day where we had precipitation. Never once saw anything up there. It never, and there's a grate that goes around the intake
Oh.
to catch debris,
Mhm.
and there would be, maybe a few of those spinners, that's about it.
I just wonder if somebody should be up there with a hose or something, try and wash it out, see if there's a blockage in it that we can just
Well,
rinse out.
Well, we
Is my question.
Yeah, we had sand come in. We've had a few folks come in. I think ANA was in there at some point. We just, snaking the drains, seeing what we can pull out. We've never been able to find anything. And when you go up there and run water in them, they drain fine. Every once in a while, you go up there and suddenly they're not working, and it's,
Should we televise them?
I think that there's been problems with that. I'm pretty sure I've recommended doing that at some point.
Okay.
Well, I know that NCIS has a new camera, and it
Yeah.
works really good because they used
Talk
it
to
on my
Mitch.
house, so.
Let's see if Mitch can get it through there. The problem I'm almost 100% sure that it's, almost 100% sure, that it's material from the roofing, because I went up there when we were having other problems, and it was pulling out, scraps of roof material that were wedged down in there. And so,
I wonder if they could auger it then.
I mean, I'll
Wonder to ask Mitch, I guess.
yeah, talk to Mitch, see if he's
Okay,
got
well,
something new and improved that can figure out what's going on.
Just hate to see more problems anyway.
Yeah.
Alrighty, next we need a motion to approve the following proposed resolution number 2015-93. A resolution approving the annual financial report for fiscal year 2014-15 for the city of Humboldt, Iowa.
This report just summarizes how we did with our budget for fiscal year 14-15. Expenditures, we budgeted $16,209,000. I'm just gonna round it off to the thousands. And actual expenditures were $14,190,000. Revenues, we budgeted $12,813,000, and actual revenues were $12,630,000. It also includes a spot for our debt total, which at the end of the fiscal year was $12,573,000.
Now, is that, from what we, expenditures and stuff, is that things that weren't allocated yet, while we didn't get to that max and stuff then, or just the moving?
It's mostly timing, mostly timing on
Water
big
plant or
items.
bridges,
Water
things like that.
plant,
Okay.
same thing every year, yeah. Capital projects that are,
Behind.
payments come due at different times.
I move we approve.
I'll second.
Roll call vote?
Scholl,
Aye.
Rusher.
Aye.
Davis.
Aye.
Goodell.
Aye.
Slater.
Aye.
Before you go, are you gonna be able to say that we're gonna close our project?
We've got 2 projects that are closed out in this agenda alone, so.
I was thinking about bigger ones. Next, we need a motion to approve the following proposed resolution number 2015-94. A resolution authorizing the redemption of outstanding general obligation capital loan notes series 2009A of the city of Humboldt, state of Iowa, dated December 2nd,